Alice from Widmer Feeds, and today we're showing you how to set up your brooder. So hopefully your eggs are just about ready to hatch. We're on day 19 of ours. So the eggs in the incubator, which are here, are starting to rock around quite a lot, which is normally a good sign that things are moving along and your chicks are getting ready to pick their way out of the shell. So we set up a brooder, which is going to be their next home. Things that your brooder need to be are safe and secure and clean. They're the most important things. Needs to be clean because chicks are quite prone to infection in this first week. So we want somewhere that we can clean up regularly. You want to be cleaning out your brooder probably every other day, depending on how many you have and how big your brooder is. We've got quite a small brooder as we're only keeping them in here for the first 4 days, and then we're moving them into a bigger wire and wooden brooder that we have. So we're keeping them in here. It's made of plastic. We've just got shavings on the floor, so you can clean those out nice and easily. Things that your brooder must have, first of all, is a heat lamp and a holder. So this is our heat lamp and holder here. If you're hanging yours, ideally get one with a cage. This means that it will keep your chicks away from the heat source. Also, if your lamp happens to fall into your brooder for any reason, then your chicks will be a little bit protected. Another tip is always hang your heat lamp by the chain, never by the lead. This is so that if your lead gets accidentally unplugged, you don't have to worry about your heat lamp falling into your brooder. So that's our heat lamp. We are resting ours on top, but most places will be hanging theirs by the chain. To get the temperature right, you will be able to see how your chicks behave and react to the heat. So if your chicks are sort of forming a circle around the outside of where your heat lamp is, where the heat is coming down, they're like a donut shape. This normally means that the heat lamp is too hot and you'll need to move it a little bit further away. If it's too cold, you'll usually find your chicks huddled up in a corner, being very noisy. So if you find this, then you need to move your heat lamp down towards your floor a little bit more, just to allow a little bit more heat to be generated for those chicks. Always use a red heat lamp. This is the one we're using. The reason for this is we find a white lamp overstimulates the chicks. So you'll find that they'll be a lot noisier with a white light. They will probably start to fight with each other. So a red lamp just keeps them a little bit calmer, a bit more subdued. It still generates the same amount of heat. They're still getting the same benefit from it, but it just keeps them a little bit calmer, stops them fighting with each other. So always use a red light where possible. We've shown you our floor covering, which is shavings. You can use wood chips as well. Both work equally fine. We are feeding our chicks. We're just using little flat dishes as we've only got probably, hopefully, 4 or 5 chicks, so we don't need a huge amount of food in there. We're feeding them chick crumbs, which you can see here, little tiny bits of chick feed specifically developed for them. So that's what we're going to feed them on to start with. And then for our water, we are using a drinker. The reason that we're using one of these rather than a dish is a few reasons. Chicks are very dirty and they're also very clumsy. So they will try and climb into that water bowl. Also, they may possibly drown in there. So to reduce that risk, we always use a drinker. You can also keep a lot more water in there, so you're not having to constantly worry about whether your chicks have got enough water. If you are using a flat dish, then make sure you put some marbles or clean stones in the bottom so the chicks have got a bit of grip on the bottom and they can get themselves out if they need to. Don't place your water directly under your heat lamp. You want it a little bit further away. This will encourage the chicks to come out from the heat and go towards the water, and also it will stop your water from going slimy from being under the heat lamp. So that is all you need. Nice secure area for your chicks to start with. You're going to take them out of your incubator after about 4 hours once they're nice and fluffy. You're going to keep them in here. Change this every couple of days. Keep it nice and clean, keep the water clean, and keep that food regularly changed and topped up. And we will come back to you when our chicks are starting to hatch and when we're ready to put them in our brooder. Thank you very much. Goodbye.